Hi everyone, welcome to the Life Happens podcast. I am your amazing Grace. Yes. Anyway, as you guys know, the Life Happens podcast is a podcast where we take our spirituality with everyday practical things to create this beautiful balance that you see. Now, y'all, before we continue, Kim has came on with the energy. Okay, I don't know what this energy is. She's been tripping behind the scenes. But anyway, guys, as you know, our topic is, am I wrong for choosing me? Am I a selfish heifer? I think not.
You think not?
My ex-husband may say otherwise, okay? But I say no. Because I'll say this before we get into the introductions. Some of us are looking for this love and we're looking for unconditional love that we haven't even given to ourselves first. So I don't think there's anything wrong with choosing yourself. But before we get into this, how was y'all's weekend and spring break?
I had a full week with break with my youth group. It was great. We had a wonderful time. I'm so glad spring break is over. Yay! Back to the heart of everything else. So yeah, I had a really great spring break. Busy.
Okay. What about you, Felicia?
I had a pretty good week. My daughter came down from school.
Nice.
And yeah, it was pretty cool. Got a lot of things done around the house.
Okay. And then Tonya just came back from a vacation.
Yeah.
Oh, nice, girl. Nice.
I had fun. Almost died in Mexico.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
What happened?
One of those hold my beer moments, and I didn't feel it until after, until like 2 days later. But basically, I just knew I could jump this really big wave on a jet ski, and it threw me. And it threw me really high. But I'm fine. You know, hey, I grew up in the country, and we grew up on that, so I got back up, and I was like, okay,
okay. Near-death experience and all.
Yeah, but when I got back, I was hurting, so it took me a couple of days to recuperate, and I was like, never again.
I can imagine. Jesus. Nah, me and water, the only water I'm getting close to is the shower. My backyard pool, I tan. The kids, I jump on my kids' backs. Literally, I get on this freaking chair, right, with my virgin margarita, and then they like pull me across the pool, and then I don't like water in my face. No, you are grounded if water's in Shush, Brian. Anyway, guys, we have Brian after a long time. Yes, oops.
B. Jones in the house.
Right.
Hey,
So,
Brian, long time no see.
I mean, he's been gone for almost 2 years, it feels like.
2 years. 2 years.
Oh, now you're gonna mock me. I do, my guy. But anyway, guys, did you guys watch this video? Am I wrong for choosing me?
Yes.
Now, I would say when I was doing the research and even thinking like back over my own life, right? With being accused of being selfish, right? Women, I think, have a hard time sometimes, especially when we have kids. And when we're in a certain age range, I say that now because now that I am an old lady, y'all, I have no issues choosing myself. But when I was younger, even like going to the stores, wanting to buy something for myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, what about my kids?
Mm-hmm.
Now I don't think like that. I mean, I do. I take care of them, but I don't feel selfish for taking care of myself. And especially emotional health, honey, because listen, if we're not good, ain't nobody good.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I love that statement.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just the facts of the matter. So do you guys think we need to jump into it? Or hold on, have you watched this video?
Yes, we should
Let's watch
play
the
the
video.
video.
It made me mad. I was like, what?
The viewers may not have watched it.
Right. So
Right.
yeah, play the video for the viewers
Okay,
so
let
we
me
can get into it.
Cause baby, this okay. Anyway, let me not talk.
My husband wants me to be a mother to his affair child.
Boy,
You are the asshole.
it's on Monday, right?
I, 29 female, and my husband, 44-year-old male, have been together for 5 years and married for 2. I met him at the church I started going to when I moved cities to start my career. I work for an insurance company, and he's a pastor.
Red flag. Pastors are red flags for me. I'm sorry.
I know that we have a notable age gap, but he has always been kind to me and made me feel special.
We did just joke about predatory pastors. So
I was
this
going
is-
to say there's no grace period, pun intended.
Anyway, a week ago, he came home and told me that we needed to talk. He told me through tears that he had been having an affair with one of our community members
Oh, no.
and that she had been pregnant with twins.
I think that's on God's 10 lists of no-nos, right?
Yeah, adultery. She had gone into labor. She and one of the twins died, and the other is still in the
Ooh.
NICU. He said we need to step up and that he wants me to turn my office into a nursery and set up a cot in the room so that we can take turns taking care of the child.
Oof.
I became distressed and I told him I wanted some time to think, that I was not sure that I wanted to do this. He told me that I had made a vow to him in marriage and that God had blessed us with a child.
So did you, motherfucker.
So did you.
And you broke that vow.
That this is our cross to bear and that God will never give us something that we cannot handle. I told him that it seemed like God had given her more than she could handle because she is dead. I know I should not have said that. I was not thinking correctly. I was distressed. He then slapped me in the face.
Oh.
And told me that I needed to serve my husband, that
No.
God had chosen me as this child's mother, and I needed to be his humble servant. I just feel so strange. Yesterday, I cried so hard that I threw up. This woman died, yet I feel bad for myself. I feel so ugly. I wanted children, and I was saving for IVF because I am infertile, but now I have a chance at a child, and I do not want it. I feel like I'd be robbing the baby's mother's grave. I've prayed to God, but if we're being honest here, I've never felt like anyone was listening. I feel like I have truly seen my husband and he no longer looks kind to me. He looks like his age. He looks very tired. I want to abandon him and the child. I'm only 29. I can start over. I have a remote job. I can take a day off when he goes to the NICU, pack my essentials, and leave. Neither him nor the child deserve this. And although this is my circus, that is not my monkey.
I mean, that's exactly what I would tell you to do. Get out of there.
Who would like to go first? Because this whole thing pissed me off.
Let Brian go first.
Ryan, you go first, please. We need because you're the only man now. You need to go first.
No, y'all. No, I need to listen to y'all first. Y'all go ahead.
Come on, Brian. You haven't been on
Well,
Nope,
Brian,
nope.
you're not trying to choose violence today.
How old are you?
Nah, I'll choose violence for sure.
Okay, I'll go first. Since
Okay.
Brian don't want to go first, I'll go first. First of all, he's using God in this instance, like to cover up his sin. First of all, which is wrong because he's not even addressing the fact that he committed adultery. He's not even addressing the fact that he's sinned. He's not even addressing that. So I think that this is going on for a while. I don't think she was the first one. I'm sorry, I don't. And my advice to her, because okay, first of all, you don't hit me. See,
Hey,
first of all, you ain't hitting me.
Mm-hmm.
First of all.
you're not.
Second of all, leave. Leave, because what's going to happen is that baby is going to become more important to him than y'all's relationship. I believe that.
Well, yeah.
I believe that. I believe that baby is going to become more important than the relationship that you and him have.
Right.
And y'all's relationship is already messed up.
Right.
Messed up before he cheated, or what the cheating that we know about.
The cheating that we know about.
Now this is what,
He is a very, very, very selfish man. He
He is.
selfishly, has this affair, which is selfish. Then he asks his wife, think about it. give up your office, which is selfish. Why he not talking about giving up something, his office? Then he's telling his wife, go buy a cot to put in your office so you can help me take care of my baby.
Because you've been giving up that seed and penis all willy-nilly.
I would be like, well, the baby mama dead. I'm sure her apartment is available. So I'm sure it's all set up. So go on over there. You didn't have a problem sleeping with her bed when she was alive. You can sleep in it now if she's been gone on, and you can take care of that baby over there with in that place, because it's not happening here, brother. Sorry, no. It's a no.
The money that you're saving, that you were saving for IVF, go ahead and use that money for divorce.
Exactly.
Yep. No, she don't need to use it for the divorce. Let me tell you what she needs. Well, no, go ahead, because I didn't.
She needs to run from that situation. She's 29. She doesn't have kids. Run. Because
get out of that
when that baby gets here, this is me. And I'm not that big of a person. God is still working on me. He has his toolbox and he's at Home Depot, because there is no way I could raise that child and not resent that child all at the same time. It's not in me. I'm just saying it's not in me. Because every time I look at that child, it's a reminder of the sin and of the, the deceitfulness, all of that. And I'm just not that big of a person yet. God is still working on me.
He's not even remorseful about it. He's not even remorseful about it. And if the mama and child had died, would she have known?
No, he probably would have left her for her, or she would have been in secrecy.
Right. That's what I think it probably would have been. But he been keeping the pregnancy in secrecy. So he just sprung the pregnancy, the death, all at one time.
And that's the thing, right? He goes to her in tears, which is manipulation from the jump. It's because now you have to say, right? Number one.
Exactly.
Number two, when somebody tells you that they cheated, now I'm taking this weight and I put the weight on you. So I'm good now because I've confessed.
Right.
Now I gotta deal with the fact that you took your penis and used it without protection.
Right.
People sleeping with me too. I'm just worried about my health now.
Right.
You not impregnated somebody, and God knows what disease she could have had. I don't know, right? Number one. Number two,
me and you are trying to have a baby.
Right.
Oh my gosh.
Right.
Wait, now I must deal with the grief, because I have to grieve leaving your ass, because I was probably in love with you now because of how I'm feeling. Because I'm all these things that I want to do. Oh, should I stay? I pray to God. Baby, God gave you a mind, emotions, intellect, and I know that God does not want his baby girl to be mistreated. Leave his ass.
It's not gonna get better. That whole situation is not gonna get better. It's just
I could see him forcing her to completely take, like, he's gonna be like, this is your baby, it's your problem. It's you get up, you do this, because he's already controlling. Yeah.
And he was telling her, we need to step up to the plate. No,
you need to step up to the plate.
Your baby.
Self-accountability, sir. Self-accountability.
Whoever used their penis outside of this bedroom had better step it up. Mm-hmm. Okay, you gonna take care of sister's child.
If nothing else, if I was able to accept the baby, if I was able to deal with the affair, it's the slap that I couldn't deal with.
That part too.
And then using God.
No.
And then using God, saying God.
And then using God. Come on.
Shut up.
Do you know how mad I am that I would want to slap him after he done told me he had an affair, he got a baby, he moving his baby in, and I say one thing out of line and you punch me? Oh no, it's a done deal for me. No.
Keisha says this sounds.
Thank you, Keisha. This is Fences.
Fences, and with this Denzel Washington and Viola Davis. Felicia, the kid. The sin was sex, not the baby. The baby's a blessing. Girl.
Yeah, the baby is a blessing, but it wouldn't be my blessing.
It'll be a blessing for him. Right. That's your blessing.
And I'm doing the baby a favor by leaving, because I know I have issues, and I'm not trying to traumatize nobody's child while they're young. Where they say my stepmother did this and this, because I would be resentful. And even though people say, "Oh no, I would treat them the same," no, you wouldn't. Because the day that I have a child, that's my own flesh and blood. And that child is I don't know. I don't think you could treat them the same. I'm just being honest.
Felicia said, this is also similar to the story of my life. I have a 27-year-old daughter and a stepdaughter that will be 27 in June. It hurt, but my ex's indiscretion wasn't her fault. I love her. Yeah, and Keisha, I can understand what you said.
Big person. Yeah.
But it takes someone with a huge heart, but that's not everybody. I mean, we all process things differently. We come from different backgrounds. You could have had a mama or daddy that was a Rolling Stone, because my papa was a Rolling Stone, okay? I mean, yeah. Oh, child.
But also too, it's there's the differences that he's putting the responsibility of the baby on this 29-year-old who has no kids.
Right. That's another
thing. That's different. Like, hey, I'm 29, I'm young, you're 44. Like, so we know that there's, no. But to selfishly put that on a young woman who hasn't had her family yet, to say, hey, this is now your responsibility. That's not right. That is selfish. And as someone who hasn't raised kids or something, I could see her being, favorable.
I mean, extremely unhappy. And I just don't like the way he's gaslighting her and all that. I mean, it's a lot. Like, now, as women, we all up in our feelings. Okay? We all. So, Brian, I want to hear it from a man's perspective. I'm going to say,
so he's manipulating using God. That's the first thing.
Right.
Then, so the whole deception. So it's never the act of betrayal. It's never the act. The act is one thing. It's the longevity of the deceit when the betrayal started. That I honestly think this way, that nobody should be able to. If you have self-love, I'm sorry. This woman does not have it. She moved from another city. So finding comfort in someone who has introduced her to an entire community. And we know how some pastors' wives think. They don't want to give up the prestige and the relevance, the money, and all of this stuff. There are so many pastors that are cheating on their wives and pastors' wives that aren't going to go anywhere. Because, they would actually have to find jobs and they would actually go somewhere like people don't want to give up that lifestyle once it's at a certain level. Right. So, and just the prestige, like some people think that being a pastor's wife is this prestigious thing, this title that they carry around, and they use it as a weapon or a form of ego boosting, things like that. So, but anyway, she's not going to go from that to back to nothing, if you will. And all of that is her level of self-love. So self-love is not tested when you're happy, right? People say, I had a good day. I did my self-love activities. No, you didn't. Self-love is tested when you are alone or unhappy. And you can be alone in a house full of people. You know what I'm saying? And that's when your self-love kicks in. Ain't nobody on this earth that can cheat on me and then not tell me and then have a baby by somebody else and then be like, oh, you stay with me. No, I mean, there's the anxiety that is created in another person's mind just off of you cheating. How many times did you call them? When did you talk to them? Or when you said that you were going here, you actually went here. Well, you told me that you were gone over here and you couldn't stay the night at our house, that you went over to John's house. But did you go to John's house? Or did you meet this person at Walmart? Or did you meet him at Sonic? It's just too much. I'm sorry. I'm throwing the deuces, right? And then on top of that, you're praying to God, and God's sitting up there looking like, how much common sense do you want me to slap into you? Like, there's people love to choose other people that God didn't co-sign for and then add God into their mess and expect him to fix it.
Exactly, because
you know what I'm saying?
Emotions. A lot of times when people say, oh, God said that's my husband. No, baby, you said that's your husband. You are
I tell you what, this ain't the first time he cheated on her. No. He's been lying and deceiving to her the whole time. He manipulates through God, and like you said earlier, he's gaslighting. See, gaslighters, they admit that they lie, but they double down and put it back on you, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, yeah, I cheated, but this is your cross to bear.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this ain't my damn cross to bear. I'm finna get in my car and I'm finna burn out. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, and then this isn't the first time that he's hit her either. So you're no matter what she says, that's kind of like people who have those double standards. So I'm going to go to the extreme with this because this is kind of an extreme situation. So like Hitler had killed so many people, women, kids, moms, grandmothers, grandfathers. But I bet you money, if someone were to say, Hitler, I'm going to kill your wife, or I'm going to kill your daughter, he would be so outraged, right? He'd be like, I dare you, can't do that. You better not do that. You're an evil person if you do that. No, you're evil. You're killing all these people. So people don't like being done the way they do other people, right? So I'm sure that this isn't the first time that he's hit her. And he did something that was very bad. And when she clapped back and said that about his dead baby mama, he was like, how dare you? Pow! Right? It was, if he hit her, it wasn't, he didn't think about it. He instantly did it. So he thinks that there should be no repercussions, or the repercussions that he allows, right? To if he cheats on her and deceives her and manipulates her and all that. But as soon as she claps back, then he's pissed off to high heavens and he goes off and hits her. So she's been suffering a long time, especially, we don't know the relationship between her and his children. But I tell you what, Kim said something earlier too, about him loving the child more. I'm not going to say I agree or disagree to that. I will say this, he's going to use that child as a weapon.
Oh yeah.
If she stays, he's going to constantly remind her that, hey, this is your job. That you can't go anywhere because this is you. This child is you. It's the significance of how much you love me through God, and as God leads me, I lead you. He's going to weaponize that child for as long as he possibly can. And the biggest danger of all this, or not the biggest danger because it's not one bigger than the other, but another big danger of all this, and I'm speaking from a manipulative man point of view. If I was in his shoes, I'm just thinking real evil right now. He ain't gonna want to have no more kids.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No,
right? He got 3.
Don't let that baby be a boy either.
Yeah, he got 3 now, right? He's got 3, and he can use anything. He can be like, well, God told me, or we don't have the money for it, or we did. If she wants to have kids and he don't want to have none because he done got this outside baby, man, he can say no to it. Now she really stuck.
You know what makes me upset about this is how he uses religion to keep control over her. And
he do that all the time.
And he probably is using her lack of relationship with the Lord, because she even said it herself. I don't hear God, so I'm sure he's using his position and his knowledge probably of the word of God to manipulate and to control her. And I hate that.
And he's older too, so he may have influence. But I want to read this comment. He just says, "Yo, wouldn't traumatize a child. It's not in your. I refuse to believe that. No one said we traumatize a child. We just said we wouldn't."
It's a baby. It's a baby. The baby don't know me.
Right.
I touch the baby. I know the baby.
I just wouldn't want to raise it. I mean, I'd have to.
It wouldn't be fair. It wouldn't be fair to me. I honestly feel like it wouldn't be fair to the child. Like for instance, my stepson, he was around before I got here. I'm able to love him freely. I have no problem with him. We exchange gifts. I love him. Like, that is my son. I love him. But if Patrick was to walk in here right now with a baby, I would be walking the opposite direction. I can't do it. I'm
gonna push him down.
I can't do it. I mean, I'm just being honest with myself, because it's like I can't do it. It's a whole bunch of reasons why I don't want a baby, but I can't do that. No, I can't. And can you imagine the humiliation she's gonna have when she goes back to church with this woman's baby and her husband, and the whole church knows that she had this affair. So even though, it may be prestige of being a first lady, but they talking about you behind your back. I don't know. It just, there's nothing good that's coming out of the situation.
No,
that's when you bring up God again. That's when you bring up God again. People try to avoid humiliation by bringing up God. Like, literally, you can use the Bible, and the devil did it all the time. Still does it. You can use God to back up your bull crap all day long, right? It's the easiest thing to do. To be, do something humiliating or be humiliated, and then throw God out there as if God is the one who told you to do this. And a lot of times we don't know this, but when God doesn't answer us, it's because we got the answer right in front of our face. That's not just a one or two thing occasion. Like, this is a common sense scenario.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
This is a very common. We have physical abuse, we have emotional abuse, we have controlling issues, we have manipulation, we have deception, we have betrayal. We don't know what type of diseases that he's had, but he's a raw dog and some other chick for sure. This is all of the sins except murder, like wrapped in one, right? And this is a. What'd you say?
I mean, you kind of consider murder because
of the baby got out, but it wasn't real murder. I
Yeah.
with that, but
like there's like God sitting up there going, how many more pieces of evidence do I need to give you before you use your God-given common sense to chuck this dude the deuce? So you ain't got to hear no answer from me. The answer's right in your face. Yeah. This isn't a faith-based answer. This isn't a God, I need to understand something that I can't see. So then I need you to give me direction. God's going, you can see it. It's all right here. This isn't faith is the substance of things hoped for. This is concrete, solid evidence all across the board that you should get.
Comments. This is all pastors are on the right.
That is not a true statement, Keisha. That is not a true statement.
That's not a true statement. To be on topic, absolutely. Not. She's not wrong for choosing herself. That's having good sense. I left my ex but kept my daughter in my life. Y'all sound so good. You sound so good being all defensive and whatnot. I still don't believe you. Felicia, people at church talk about you even if you're not the pastor's wife. So that's irrelevant. Girl, you're not going to talk about me that I'm not in that regard. I'm sorry. At some point, you're going to have to learn to choose yourself again. Yeah. And clearly, there's other issues going on internally with her, because if you're struggling this hard to make a decision with everything that we've just heard, what about the stuff that we have not heard, that we know nothing about that's going on in this house? Okay. What about that? She has deep, deep wounds. We don't know what her background is. We don't know what her family life is. Was this an arranged marriage? Did he prey on her? Was she groomed and then she got married to him? What was her background? And I say all that because I think of my life, right? Me being in a marriage for so long, being in an abusive relationship, not leaving, praying, saying I'm waiting for God to speak. And then when I'm reading the story, or listening to the video, I get pissed off because I understand. Now, there was no kid involved, but I understand the other sides of it, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, looking at this, I can see how somebody can get caught up. I understand this woman because culture can hold you hostage. I get it. But when I woke up, when I began to heal and my eyes started opening, I was like, what the hell? Sis, you in the US of A, child? You ain't in Africa?
Yeah.
This is the land of the free. Free yourself, sis.
That was the first thing that came to my mind. I was like, I wonder what ethnicity they are.
Yeah.
That was the first question I asked myself.
I saw long dresses in my mind. I saw bonnets.
Bonnets.
Something. So CJ says, what's good, y'all?
Hey, CJ.
CJ.
And then he says, everybody looking good on camera. Thank you, Kai.
Thank you.
And you send us a cash app since you so.
That's messed up. Dang, why dudes gotta always send you something? Why don't you send us something?
I didn't ask you, so I asked CJ. Okay. Anyway, Keisha says it's two sides to every story, ladies. You can't pass by judgment without knowing the reverend side. You know what side I know, Keisha?
We don't need to know the reverend side.
He used his body to make a baby. I wanted a baby. I couldn't get pregnant. Now I must see the product of your affair. I don't know if I can handle that. Now I must be reminded that I am barren and infertile, but you are all willy-nilly going out with Sarah because she probably has red hair and is 120 pounds. I'm just in my mind now, okay? In my mind. Okay. No. I'm not going to raise the child, but I'm going to allow my ex-husband, he'll be my ex-husband, to raise his child however he wants to.
Right.
I'm going to take my 29-year-old self and start over.
Right.
Look, this is the main reason we don't need to hear his side. Because as women, y'all cannot help who approaches you, but you can definitely help who you entertain. Right?
That's right.
So men, if you have a husband or a man or whatever, men have to understand that they are attracted to you. They have been attracted to you. So guess what? Other men are going to be attracted to you too. So they're even without knowing, or if you have a ring on, or just let's say you took it off to work out at the gym. I don't know, but you're going to get hollered at regardless by other men. Well, it's your job to not entertain it. So on the flip side, the man, it's his job not to go out and seek to find entertainment with another woman, and also it's his job to not entertain other women, and especially it's your job not to cheat on your wife. So I don't care what it is, it's his fault. If she drives him crazy and she's actually annoying and she's unsupportive, and let's just say she's a part of the problem, and she's just a super bad person, well, that doesn't mean he goes off and cheats on her.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? That's tit for tat BS. That's toddler bullshit. Or you made me mad, so I'm gonna cheat on you. Or you cheat on me, so I'm gonna use my F for free card. That's that. Y'all people always talk about grown and sexy. That's ungrown. That's toddler BS. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's all his fault at this point. There ain't no putting no blame past. That's what it is.
If she got pregnant from another dude, because he's obviously he's in the geriatric department, like she said, right? If she got pregnant from another dude, okay, he would not want her. No man.
It'd be different.
He would put her out.
She said, if she used God, he'd be like, no, the Lord said I can divorce you for adultery. He would have been using all these freaking verses, wouldn't he? Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. There'll be no conversation. The church would still be talking about her. She is a harlot. That's what she is.
That's right.
Oh. Yep. Oh, but because he did, Reverend, the good Reverend, then slipped up. Boy, bye.
Yeah.
And then everybody, and then he'll get everybody on his side because everybody will feel bad for the mom who passed away. You know.
Man, I mean, listen, the Lord decided to take it. It was a time. The Lord used it to birth these children into the earthly realm. Thank you for that. But the man that you're cheating with, because she knew that he was married. Because if he's a pastor, he probably has his church. That died new.
She belonged to the church. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, she belonged to the church.
So anywho, they knew. So Keisha, I'm getting riled up. You dang right, sis.
It's not the baby either. It's everything surrounding the baby. Like I'm with Felicia on that. If there was a baby that is, first of all, if you cheat on me, it's stuck in my head. There's no constant reminder that I need. It's in my mental Rolodex, right? And that's one thing in itself. But if you have a physical representation on a constant basis of, and I've said this on this podcast before, there's one thing you can't beat is your own imagination. And your imagination, every time when you look at that kid, will go places, valid or invalid, that you can't control, right? So it's not the baby, it's everything surrounding it. And there are a lot of people who can't handle that. There are some people, I know women who are in worse situations than this, who stayed and even had babies by the man who cheated on her and already had kids. When people start peopling, I laugh. I'll be like, let me grab my
I know women that have stayed to, that they didn't have to take care of the other woman's baby.
Right.
But
I know a few of them too. They stayed, but they didn't have to actually raise the baby, hold the baby, get up, and that was just hey, Christmas, baby comes. We all got
I know a person. I'm really close with the family who the husband, the kids, I know them from a sports thing. The kids are the same age as my kids. Like my kids are older, like 20s, 1920s. So they have kids that are 1920s. Well, he has a love child that's 10. And I always see him with the baby, and the pictures are always him and that child, or him and all his kids, or him and but the wife is never
the wife is
never, and I just cannot imagine how she feels. It's like, we come with this baby, you know what I mean? Because their kids are grown. Like my kids are, it's like college and, you know, they're older. But Christmas time, we buying bikes. You know, we buying, you know, it's like, you know.
Yeah.
I gotta buy a bike. I gotta buy a doll. You know, my kids
Yeah.
are 20 and 30, you know, 20 and 24. I gotta buy this.
And then you talking about money like people don't even know like the steps to healing, period, because they think healing is something that you repeat in your head and just let time fly by, and then you think you're healed because you can go out to eat by yourself. No. So, and then people don't even go to therapy to talk about their problems and actually get better. So being in a situation like that is consistently poking you all over your body, in your emotions, in your spirit about things like that you haven't even addressed and haven't even gotten over, that's torture. Stress will kill you. Ain't nobody finna stress me out that much to a point where I wake up in the middle of the night and then I'm going to the bathroom. I see some situation that done came up and heck no, stress kill you.
But the women who actually stay in the relationships with men who have cheated, are they choosing themselves?
No. Odds are they are choosing the surrounding issues and avoiding themselves. There are so many people who don't want the fear of being alone or losing all of this relevancy, money, prestige, or whatever. The fear is greater than you actually choosing yourself. Like fear is going to do one or two things. It's either going to make you dip out and burn out. Like, you know, a lion walks into your house right now and it scares the piss out of you. You're either going to do one or two things. You're going to run for your life or you're going to freeze. It's one or two extremes, right? And most people, or I'm not going to say most people, there are a lot of people who, when they think of being by themselves or starting over, it is so scary that they're willing to deal with what they're dealing with just to be with it. So you're not choosing you at all. You're choosing all of the surrounding factors and things that you haven't dealt with about yourself, especially the lack of self-love that is keeping you in a bad situation. This is a bad situation. It's not going to get better. It's not.
Because even the way he's reacting, but let me read this comment before I go into that. I just need to say something, y'all, that I realized recently, but hold on. It says, guys, I know a scenario where the guy was having an affair with away. The wife stayed with the man and raised a child with hers. I think she qualifies as an angel. Absolutely.
She sure do.
Does.
See, but also, like, what is the age group of, you know, because I could understand if she was like maybe 40, 50.
Nah.
But 20, 30? You know,
nah. I don't understand.
No.
Listen, I'm 37 plus 10. There is no way in. No. You know what I realized recently? So I went.
What did you realize recently?
Don't give me this stuff. I realized recently. So I went through something actually this weekend, right? And I've been in therapy for a long time, but I was faced upon a situation that I knew what to do because I've been in therapy for that long period of time. When I was confronted with the situation, I executed. It was hard to execute, right? So those steps that I have in place, to creating those boundaries, reinforcing those boundaries, making sure that my peace was intact. This woman obviously has not gone to therapy. Well, in my opinion, just because the language, I can hear her language, you know.
Hell, her husband is probably her therapist. I mean, he's the pastor of the church. You know what I'm saying? He probably manipulated her in that situation. But anyway, my bad.
Into her defense, too, she probably never had a reason to go to therapy. This is a reason to go to therapy. Right. You know?
Maybe so.
Even at my big age, it wasn't until I got a lot older that I went to therapy. I didn't know I needed therapy. You know, I wasn't going through, you know, me and my husband wasn't going through anything, or it wasn't anything like that. I actually went to therapy for a job that I hated. I was like, these people are literally driving me crazy up here at this job. And then I found out some other underlying issues of why I was staying at that particular career, you know, at that particular job. So, you know, sometimes people don't realize that the therapy is needed. You know,
yes, right. And I think therapy should be standard for everybody, whether you think you have an issue. I mean, seriously,
right? I agree.
You have to process things and emotions and all that stuff. I mean, my kids.
Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm. No, that's because not too many people I mean, if we were to take a poll of 1,000 human beings and say, when did you when did you go to therapy? Have you ever gone to therapy? Or when did you go to therapy? When did you start going to therapy? What age, give or take a few years? And then 2, how much do you practice self-love and when did you start practicing it? Well, most people aren't going to say, oh, when I was 22 or when I was 28 or when I was, we didn't know. So there's the benefit of the doubt, the grace that I give some people, especially her in this situation. She doesn't know anything about self-love. She's 29 years and they've at least been married a year, enough for him to knock down another woman and for her to be pregnant and deliver a child. So they've been married at least a year. We don't know how long they've been married.
It was 5 years.
It was 5?
And 2 years married.
Okay, my bad. So, okay, so 5 years together. She was 24, 25 years old, and she doesn't know anything about self-love and therapy and all that. This is almost sounded like, he was manipulating her from jump. But regardless, that this is one of those things where I do throw a little grace out there. I'm not excusing anything for her and what she's probably going to end up choosing, which is staying. But we
choose to stay. She may not choose to stay.
Odds are she will because here's the bad reality about that. When you have to go through 10 trillion different methods of trying to find a reason to leave, right? You're trying to convince yourself that you should stay. That's your decision. She's trying to convince herself to leave because in her mind she wants to stay. She's like, why should I leave? I need to pray to God to see why should I leave. I need to talk to friends to see why should I leave. I need to put this on a podcast to see why should I leave because I really want to stay.
Mm-hmm.
She wants to stay and she's going to stay.
No,
because this man has been gaslighting and grooming her from the time he probably knew when she was 12 and knew her family. I mean,
Dang, she moved in from another city. She moved.
But that don't mean they didn't meet her at a different church though, because they travel.
Look at Tonya with the old church traveling trick.
But you visit the church visiting, and you got the pastor from this church came over here, and
Yeah, that's
speakers.
True. Oh yeah, Sister Sonia, I done seen you when I was in Little Rock.
Yeah.
You in Kentucky. Now. Welcome to the fellowship. Let's go have some prayer.
I know it's based off personal experience. Like I didn't really learn all this stuff until something like this happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so I'm 34. This is the first time I've ever went to therapy. I've ever even practiced self-love, any of that. And it took something traumatizing happening to me to actually do it. I'm 34.
Right.
With kids. So it's like, yeah, you're right. She was young.
Yeah.
She didn't have a reason to do that stuff yet. Now she does. But like he said, she's looking for a reason to stay because she wants everybody else's opinion. Because if you're fed up and you're done and you're hurt and it's just something you're not fixing to deal with, it doesn't matter. If you have you will pack up and leave. You will pack up and leave.
Exactly. And to Brian's point about the self-love, like if you are not in the thick of it, because even myself at this age, even this week, I toy with myself about accepting somebody's bad behavior, a real close relative of mine. I was like, you know what? I'm not going to accept their bad behavior. I'm going to let them know I'm not accepting their bad behavior and move forward. And once I let that go, it was like, okay, I felt it was kind of like a weight lifted off of me because it is self-love to say, you know what? This is not good for me. This is unacceptable for me. This is not, it takes, and that takes time.
Practice.
You develop that skill over time. And even if you have self-love, it's still a developing skill that you have to say, okay, this is not good.
And how do you develop a skill? You practice.
Exactly.
People don't understand. I'm going to say it again. You are not who you say you are. You are not who you think you are. You are what you practice. And if you want to get good at anything, you're practicing self-love. It's not easy because you have to get uncomfortable. Uncomfortable equals pain. People don't like pain, but if you change your mind to say pain equal progress, then you actually start getting better. So you have to practice that feeling of, no, I'm going to let them make it and I don't want confrontation or whatever feelings that you're used to practicing. You have to counter them going, no, I need to step up. I need to do this for myself. Tell this person, da 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 da, and practice this, and not just practice it on a person, but practice it in every situation that you could possibly find practicing self-love. You're not going to develop the skill unless you practice.
Right.
Practice.
And it becomes a practice that makes other people uncomfortable, because now you're uncomfortable and you have to make them uncomfortable in a lot of those situations.
Well, that's
true.
like, you're gonna be uncomfortable. You're gonna be uncomfortable, shit. Because I'm like this. From my life experience, I'm not dealing with anybody's shit. I am not. I will not. No, because I feel like I sacrifice a lot. Because again, culturally, it's like when you marry, you merge with that person. You no longer have your own identity. It's about them. That shit. Yes, is relationships and love. I mean, marriage supposed to be selfless? Yes, but when I choose someone, they should choose me too. They should see that I have needs as well. But if you can't see, my guy, I'm gonna make it very clear. But anyway, let me read this. He just says, shaking my head, these pastors ain't got no riz. Then he says, these pastors would use a Bible verse to get up in them drawers. You ain't lying.
Yeah, they will.
You ain't
No.
I'm gonna say it's not all pastors, guys.
No,
not my pastor.
I mean, look at Elijah Muhammad. I was watching a documentary.
Oh God! Don't start on him because God.
But he was sleeping with all the young women.
Oh yeah, my man said
all the young women.
Yeah, he said it is a divine a passage by God that he must plant his seed in fertile soil, and after him there will be no more.
Wow.
He said so. He said he got to knock down a whole bunch of young females, whole bunch of underage bras, and so he can have some kids, because God's gonna take him away, and there's never gonna be another prophet after him. Yeah.
So brothers will use whatever they have in their arsenal to use.
Let me tell you, a brother will use, true story, being in a wheelchair to knock you down. They'll do that, you know.
Listen,
they will use anything. I've seen it with my own eyes, that they will use whatever they have. If they feel like they can get some sympathy, you know what, from you, they'll use it.
No, they
well, y'all send me a list so I can start practicing.
I don't think you need a list, sir. I don't think you need a list, sir.
I mean, you know, I can broaden, you know what I'm saying, my repertoire, my skill set.
My girlfriend, she's on that that dating site Bumble, and she showed me. She said this guy put this on his profile that I just got out of jail and I'm trying to get up on my feet and I'm trying to spend somebody. What? So you already told me you don't have a place.
At least he's honest.
He was honest.
He's honest. At least he tells the truth.
He gave me the ability to say no to you, sir. To swipe left on your ass. No.
I was like, what? He just got out of jail. He's trying to get on his feet. He's looking for work, but he knows how to treat a woman. He knows how to appreciate a woman. And I'm just like, wait a minute.
Somebody's gonna go for it though.
Somebody
gonna go for it. It's okay, baby. Just rub my back. I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna take care of you afterward. Just rub my back.
And they'll be the worst ones, because as soon as they get up on their feet, they think they better than you.
And who knows what he was doing?
We know CJ knows.
Who knows what relationships he developed in jail? I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm just saying, because everybody needs to go get tested. You know, I always talk about health, and because I don't play about that stuff. Everybody needs to get tested. Let's see what's wrong, what's right, whatever, before you even touch me with your pinky. No.
Lord.
CJ says, "LOL, I'm in of risk to give Shorty B. Jones."
We know he knows.
No, you know, hey, I don't need no list. That ain't even my forte. I ain't that dude no more. I left him long time ago in my late 20s.
So is it offensive to the people that you're dating if you say, hey, can you go get tested first?
No, why would it be offensive? It shouldn't be offensive. If you're offended, you got a freaking problem, and you don't need to be with me anyway. Because you shouldn't be so. I'm trying to keep myself safe and you safe too, sir. I'm trying to help you too. Let's help each other. Shit. What you offended?
Shouldn't have no problem with it.
Nope.
I don't see why you would. And if you would, I'm gonna look at you
I'm
side.
not touching
Why
you.
would a person have a problem with getting tested?
I don't have a problem with that at all. I mean, I need you to see. I don't know if you go to HPV, HIV.
Because they'll say it's
a
a trust
bacterial
issue.
infection.
Because
Ooh,
they'll
like-
say it's a trust issue. Don't you
No,
trust
okay.
me?
I don't trust you because I
Well,
don't know.
I will trust you will find somebody else that is okay with what
Yes.
you got going. Mm-mm.
A man told me he walks with a limp, but he's good, dude. But he's a good dude. He meant a limp. Oh God, Keisha.
Oh, I hate when you get the ones that you have to like read it 3 times and kind of slow.
Right.
Golly.
I had a guy once tell me, I have one, I don't even know the right way to say this. Testicle. You want to see it?
Huh?
What?
Oh,
Is this
no,
what? So they'll use anything. I'm almost absolutely 1,000% sure they'll use whatever.
So during my little single life here recently, I'm getting a lot of, we're about to get divorced. Why are you even looking right now?
Right.
Go ahead and get your divorce
Right.
in a year, because you about to go through your little hoe phase. No,
Right.
and I'm not gonna do it. No, not me.
No.
But it's like I feel like, I'm not saying that's what all I attract, but there was a good handful of them. And I'm like, you're about to get a divorce. I said, then I'll start asking questions. Well, what happened? And some of them will answer it flat out. They'll tell you like, well, why she get to keep everything and you? So what'd you do? And then if they don't answer it, nope.
But I want to
You're a
know,
liar.
the real question is, do I have side piece energy? Do I look like a woman that wants to be your side piece? I mean, that's the real question.
No. Here's the thing about men. You ain't special. You just one in the line of 50 that they just DM that day. Now, do they have their 1, 2, 3? Felicia, there's some dude who done hollered at you, think you're the cream of the crop. I'm sure. Tanya, there's some dude that hollered at you, think you're. I'm sure they have.
They told me I was a beautiful queen.
Yeah, and they probably hit you with the grand rising, beautiful queen, like you a biscuit or something with a Kunta Kinte thing on. But yeah, like nah, dudes literally, like when dudes used to text 25 women, hey, beautiful, they're just looking for 1 or 2 to respond. Like, nah, it ain't no super special.
You made me feel unspecial now.
I mean, you special, but then you're not special, you know.
I know.
You're special, but you're not special.
Okay, Kev says, correct. How can you be offended by doing something right? If you get offended, you know you suspect. Yep, you go France. If you say. CJ says, laughing my ass off. Chill, Tony, trying to get the pre-market game up. Nah. He says, shit.
We're about to be done. We're about to.
What?
Well, we're finna be back together. Facts. Keisha says this: if the money's right, anyone will be a side piece. The devil is a liar. No. I tell people.
Oh, Tanya, maybe not me, Tanya.
No. Not the little Tanya.
Oh, 20-year-old Tanya. I a couple times. 30-year-old Tanya. We're above that now.
You can imagine the energy it takes to date more than one woman. I couldn't imagine.
And the money.
Yeah. And the money.
And it's more expensive.
It's expensive as hell going on 2-3 dates. What y'all talking about? Like,
I know.
Nah, but let's be honest. When you're dating multiple people, you have favorites.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
You have to.
Favorites. You have, yeah. The
yeah,
other
you
day,
do.
I might see him on Wednesday. And then Saturday, Saturday you keep the one favorite for Saturday. You see? About 4 hours.
Yeah, you don't take everybody to Ruth Chris.
No.
Somebody got to go to McDonald's.
She just said, Grace, who's your favorite? Don't worry about that, honey.
Yeah. Who is?
Come on now.
Tell us the revelation of what you realize. Who is your favorite?
My favorite is no one's business. The favorite.
Dang,
Your
CJ, she
favorite
answered.
is you, Grace. You're your favorite.
I'm a,
CJ, she answered you hard, bro.
my favorite is me. That's right. Because sometimes I go out to eat by myself. I don't mind it though. I like it. Like I don't feel uncomfortable at all. It's all good.
Talking about it's one of my favorite activities.
For real, I'll sit at the bar and start talking to like at the restaurant. I'll go sit at the bar and talk to everybody.
Yeah. Even though I'm married, I still go out to eat by myself, and I go to the movies by myself.
Same. And when I go to the movies, I get the same salad. I get the same. I eat a particular salad and I have a virgin margarita. So.
Yeah, my husband falls asleep in movies, so we stopped doing movies together a long time ago. I mean, he all out starts to snore through the movie.
Oh,
it's like embarrassing. Wow. Like, really? He's like, it's cold, the seats are comfortable, it's dark.
That's true.
Dark. Time to snooze.
I fell asleep in the last two that I went to.
Oh wow. See, yeah.
So
Ancient Todd.
I got a dude in my inbox now trying to come over. Negro, please. I don't. You know what? No one comes over to my house. I don't know. Nope. Because I don't like to introduce my children to. If I introduce my children to a man, it has to be serious. Like it's not just number 3. You know what I'm saying? Just random.
Yeah. Somebody you dated, you went out on a date with 3 times. You're not going to introduce them to
that doesn't mean anything.
Heck no.
Yeah.
She says, burger margaritas, where they make those at? Don't worry about it. The movies I go to. I just got an inbox from somebody that prophesying to me. I'm so, y'all, this is the kind of stuff. I swear.
Wait, I want to know what they said though.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, let's see how many houses you gonna get in that prophecy.
Oh, this is too long. No, this is too long. It's like it's like it's too like look at this. I can't do that now.
Was that his intro to what's up, a prophecy?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, and then a lot of times
that's the effort. That's the effort. Give it what you
Yeah. I mean, they know that you have podcasts and you are a minister, you're an evangelist, and if they show effort that they're talking to God about you and prophesy in the name of Jesus. You know what I'm saying? And shoot.
We just proven what I said. They'll use anything. They'll say anything.
Hey, one of my homegirls said, she said, because guess what? This dude just told me that he just got through coming out of his prayer closet before he messaged her. She was like, "What you been doing today?" Or he said, "Hey, how you doing?" She said, "Oh, I'm fine. How are you?" And he said, "Oh, just getting out of my prayer closet," because she was a minister's wife. I was like, "Oh my God."
They would.
You know what? I'm over here talking about people. I ain't no better. I hit them with it. I said, especially the ones that I circle back around with. God kept me in your life for a reason.
Dang. Let me write that down. Let me write that
down. I'm pretty sure at least a couple of them are watching.
But I need to read the comment that CJ said. Listen to this. He said, "I don't read the Bible a lot, but didn't God say something like you must give every man a chance?"
What verse is that?
I don't know. I haven't read the Bible in a couple of years. Let me tell you what. God has given us a mind. He's given us a brain. Okay.
Don't say that D word or that. Don't say it.
What D word?
Discernment and intuition. Don't say it.
That could be skewed. Okay, let's be honest. Okay, we know.
Yeah, because y'all don't use it.
But I'm saying no, CJ. This man, I promise you, after the first message, and he's gonna ask for money, and then he's gonna tell me, "Give me 100 naira so I can go to the mountain and pray for you." Then do this for 3 days. Let me tell you, it's all witchcraft. It's all witchcraft. Oh, put a glass of water, build an altar in your house. Shut up. I'm not doing it.
So you done been through that before. You basically telling us a story.
I was like,
that's the kind of messages that I get. And as a person that's in a deliverance ministry, I know the shit. Don't play with me. You're not going to pray for yourself that you get out of witchcraft. Don't play with me.
The Heavenly Father delivered that S word that she just.
Listen, I used to drop F-bombs. I've come a long way, baby.
What does the comment say, Grace? Read that comment.
CJ, God may have said that, but God didn't.
Give him a chance. Reply to him. He may be a blessing.
He tried it. He gets an A for effort.
Yeah, he may be a blessing. Dang.
No. Oh, wait. One told me one time, he said, the Lord said that I'm going to marry a woman over the seas. What he didn't know, that I was African too. Okay. So he didn't know that.
Wait, well, hold on. What, time out. You said he didn't know that?
He didn't know I was African.
He didn't? Okay, well, hold on. Did he holler at you over social media?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, duh, he knew that. You post stuff about South Africa all the time.
He didn't know that, but he
did. Anyway.
Okay, but the conversation. But then listen. So I don't respond, right? Then 2 weeks later, he's getting married to some girl out of Atlanta. So I said, "Oh, you wanted a green card? I see it." A lot of times, honestly, when Africans approach me from overseas as pastors, I always ask them, "What is your immigration status?" Seem to be in America. I'm sure it is.
The prayer water from Pastor P. That prayer water. Oh, I hate when I wake up to that. Sometimes they almost convince me.
No, please don't. Please. Okay, guys. Final thoughts is after 8 o'clock. I gotta get on the Zoom.
Yeah.
Final thoughts. My final thoughts is leave his ass.
My final thoughts is the question was, am I wrong for choosing me? No, you are not wrong for choosing yourself first.
Absolutely not.
You are not.
What about you, Tonya?
29-year-old Tonya definitely wouldn't stay, but she will use her wifely duties or wifely authority to go clear out my bank account and find me a really nice place to move to.
Yeah. Just leave. It's not gonna get better. You can't make it get any better. Just leave. That's my advice. Leave.
Oh God, I gotta read this comment, y'all. Before we go. I need some advice on something. I'm trying to raise up this pastor's daughter, and she's bad as hell. You got any Bible verse that boy by?
I can hit it.
I got a prayer book. Just go ahead and just use a couple lines out of there. It'll work.
Tonya, please do not encourage this man. You don't know
tell her it rained 40 days and 40 nights.
Tell her Jesus wept because he's gonna weep after you leave her ass.
No. He needs to tell her that he was fasting and in his and in God's response after his fast, because mind you, he clean after the fast, that he saw a woman and it looked just like her. You know what I'm saying? And then boom, flow off that.
I game too, huh?
Tell it, stop, y'all. Don't stop with this man.
I game.
Okay.
Oh, I can pull it out now. Not A. It's A+, but I ain't gonna do it.
Well, I kind of want to know now too. I can do it too.
Who is this? Who is Jaden MC saying, please wipe, my guy. Please wipe. Okay. Anyway, guys. So, anybody else got a final?
Hey, she might be right. That may be the dude that messaging. We saying, be like, please.
Or you got now you were talking about please. That's how I see it.
I say respond. You never know. He may be a Hakeem of Zamunda.
I'm not responding to nothing because my husband will find me.
He may be. You ain't getting
on that note,
because I feel revolt in my spirit. So no.
Oh.
Okay.
No. Anyway, Kim, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Run for the hills, darling. Run. Choose yourself.
B. Jones.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Everything we said.
Same. Ditto.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in with us. We will see you next week. We have a juicy topic next week, guys. I can tell you what it is. But did you see the video essential? Anyway, we'll talk about it off here.
I didn't see it.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, bye. Bye.
Uh-oh.